step forward.
Hey, it's an alert for a new
Bill.
episode. New episode, Then and Now podcast. It's been a minute. We're back. That was warning niggas that we're coming. The only podcast to talk about things in the way that we do, as well as we do going forward in the past, right now, forevermore. We them niggas. Anyway, I'm here with Professor E, King of the Comics, Ethan Murphy, OG Big Blur, Lelouch V. How y'all doing, brothers?
I'm decent, man. Coming off this con tour. Not to be confused with makeup. It's not con tour. It's a tour of conventions.
Or cable.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with the makeup tour. No one's here to judge you, my friend. You're a very pretty man. No one's here to judge you. No one's here to judge you.
No, but made a lot of good connections. Honestly, I really enjoyed it. I felt like I kind of digivolved going up there. So looking forward to being a part of it next year.
So real quick, let's get into this. You said digivolve. Which I don't know Digimon nearly as well as y'all. Let's just say Pokemon. Which Pokemon would y'all say y'all are, and which ones y'all say y'all evolved to now? I know that better.
I gotta. So what?
I know mine already.
What Digimon? I don't.
Not Digimon. Pokemon.
Oh, I was about to say
Pokemon. Pokemon.
Yeah.
So if it was Pokemon, then it's Lucario.
God damn it! I was about to say Lucario.
Yeah.
God damn it. I either say a Lucario or just to be different, probably a Snorlax, baby.
Interesting, like, a Snorlax. Okay.
Yeah, bro. I just be chilling, and niggas want to fuck with me. And when I wake up, it's a problem. You're
not gonna like that aura sphere if you're Snorlax. That aura sphere is gonna hurt you a lot.
What was this? Isn't there like in one of the Smash Brothers games, like, you can do a move for the Snorlax, like a big giant Snorlax comes over the screen, like hits everybody.
Yeah, it's one of the Pokeballs you can get.
Yeah, big ass. That's Charlie Dev now.
Snorlax just want to be left alone, man. People be fucking with them. It's like the
Hulk. Of course. That's all they do is sleep. Mine is, of course, a Squirtle. I love Squirtles, man. I love Ninja Turtles. I love the idea of them being like, if they're small, they can't move fast, but as they get bigger, man, they don't need to move. They blast you from across the screen. I love it, man. So mine's a Squirtle.
Special victims unit.
Yeah.
And we're back. Check the time. 3 minutes.
This is going to be a good show, guys. We are trying to structure these more like literal shows now. Each one of us have a segment that we're going to cover, as well as maybe some modern news stuff, which, depending on how the show goes, we may not use that at all. But starting off first, my little segment is going to be something light. It's somewhat of a conspiracy theory to an extent, but stay with me here. I want to bring Exhibit A. This is something that was found very recently, a new discovery in the ocean.
What should we call this segment, though? We gotta call it something. Why Word of Charlie or something?
Mysterious shit.
Yes. All right. Yeah. All right, fine.
Mysterious shit.
You named it, man.
So this is a new jellyfish that was found in the deep sea. As you can see, I think the big thing of it, like from a distance, looks like a ring of fire. My big point being, my question I pose to you guys is, do you guys believe that like jellyfish or octopi are literally aliens? Because I look at things like this and how they move and how they look, and it looks like it's not of this earth. Like in comparison to what other things I've seen on the planet as far as the animal kingdom goes, these things look like they're alien. Like they look like they're just an invasive species that have been here for millennia, right, that we've just been used to.
So I feel you. You know what's funny about that? I've actually thought about that before as well. Basically, you know how what killed the dinosaurs outside of the Batman and Robin movie where Schwarzenegger says the Ice Age is actually a meteor. The idea was that the meteor hit the planet, and that meteor is theorized or postulated, that it could have been carrying alien life or something like that. Mm-hmm. I believe that it's possible that it did hit the planet. It may have also hit the oceans. It could have put life. It could have brought life with it that stayed in the oceans. So things and creatures that are, leagues below the water that just boggle the mind. It could be because it's actually not of our world.
Mm-hmm.
That's my.
That's why I'm like, people keep trying to go into the Mariana Trench and shit like that. I'm like, leave it alone. Because when actual Godzilla gets annoyed because you've been fucking
like,
around
bro,
down there.
like I always think, like just I don't want Godzilla here, bro. Like, just let him sleep, let him be where he's been, so we can like not get crushed.
With the fucking Kraken.
Yes.
Like, we're gonna keep fucking up with the environment, polluting the world so much. They're gonna be like, all right, I've had enough of this shit. I'm done.
That's the whole point. The whole basis of Godzilla is he's a response to all the with Hiroshima with the dropping the bomb. But the idea too of kaiju's is like they are Mother Nature fighting back against us for being dumbasses. So I mean, you keep on fucking around. Kaiju's will attack. We're gonna make one of our own design. And it's gonna come back at us. Goddamn Oppenheimer.
That video is part of the reason why I'm deathly afraid of the ocean. I don't want to go anywhere in the ocean. I don't like cruises because I've seen videos.
Wait.
Cool.
Charlie, please. I'm literally begging you in your Los Angeles hat to put footage here of like people on cruise ships. You know, on cruise ships, there's always people like falling with his ships like all out of whack as people are sliding all around during like the turbulent waters. I'm always like, where are you trying to walk to? Why are you just like sitting in your room during this time? Why are you trying to go to the kitchen hall and get snacks when the waves are destroying the ship? So please, I'm begging you, put footage of like people like sliding all around on the decks of the cruise ships during these storms. It makes me laugh every time.
I'm gonna find some, or a ship from Pirates of the Caribbean where they're running on opposite sides of the ship and shit, rocking the boat.
Yeah.
Like, I'm no, bro. I'm cool with the ocean. I'm gonna let the ocean stay where it is. There's too many things that eat people down there. There's too many things. Like you seen like videos or pictures of deep sea fish. Like, they're compressed down there, but when they come up, they're like the size of a whole room. I'm like, bro, no. Or like the fact they have the lighter fish. I can't remember the exact name of it, but literally it lures you into the dark with a light to eat you. No, I'm not doing that. The real aliens are in the ocean.
Yeah, anglerfish, I think. Yeah.
Anglerfish,
yeah.
I'm cool on all of that shit.
Yeah,
they're villains. Have you seen like actual dolphins and horses? They like gang rape. They literally rape other.
They do.
Rape. I'm sorry, I don't know if we can say that on YouTube. They rape other people. They know in the aggressive fashion. I think in SeaWorld it just happened. It was either in SeaWorld or somewhere in Florida. It's in Florida in one of the reserves where a male manatee had sex with either with his brother or another male manatee to death. And after he died, he continued to have sex with the corpse after he stopped being responsive. And that wasn't the first time it happened. It's just the last time that it happened when he died.
But was it at SeaWorld? Was it at SeaWorld?
It wasn't at SeaWorld. It was somewhere in some kind of reserve somewhere.
That's a problem, man. They're in captivity. You gotta let them out so they can, spread them.
Yeah, there's no other women around. They're just like, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do what we gotta do.
Yeah, I gotta get this out somehow. I can't. Yeah.
Buddy had sex with his brother. Or I don't know if it was his brother. I think it was his brother. He hit like multiple times, and after a couple times, he would just like he would fall to the bottom of the tank unresponsive. And upon the final time he did it, he just died after the fact. I'm like,
they need to change his name.
Anything that would do that, and that's like multiple species of fish and organisms in the ocean that sexually assault one another. I'm cool on that. I'm good. Dolphins be getting high, literally. So yeah, that's mysterious shit. Tom.
Shoo. The thing is, now we have to admit that we are perpetuating the stereotype that black folks do not like going into water. But now you know why. If you're curious why we don't like to go into the ocean,
that's one of the few things that Family Guy got right. Damn nature, you scary. You know what I'm saying? Stay where you at.
Damn nature, you scary.
Yeah, like, because it is. There are some things in nature that are terrifying. Like, there are plants that grow fruit that like is literal acid and poisonous to us simultaneously. Like, it's some stuff out there.
Have you seen an actual tornado in real life? Like a real tornado in real life?
No, not in real life.
I've seen it from a distance. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not up close. Well, obviously, if it was up close, I wouldn't be here to talk about it. But from a distance here with your own eyes, it's the scariest shit you'll ever see. Because it's like it just looks like God on earth. Like, all right, y'all doing too much. Just fuck all this shit.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Real estate was there, and then it wasn't. Like,
in a second.
Yeah.
No, I refuse. I mean, the thing is, what I do like that. I mean, I've seen lighting in real life from a distance and heard the
Oh,
booms and
yeah.
everything.
I've seen it up
It's
close, and that shit is terrifying.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it up close yet. I'm very grateful for that. But it's
Almost
like
took
it's
out my
it's,
eardrum.
the thing is, I do like it. As weird as it sounds, I like reminders sometimes from nature and the universe and God or Gaia, whatever. It's like, yo, y'all are nothing. Y'all are small. Y'all are very,
Mhm.
very small. You complain about all this stuff going on in the world, and they're like, you big shit. You are nothing. You are itty bitty specks of atoms. If I wanted to, I could snap all y'all done now. Don't ever forget that shit. So it's a nice reminder sometimes of how small we actually are.
I'm glad you enjoy the reminders. I definitely do not. I definitely do not.
It puts things into perspective. Like if you like, oh, I'm sweating about all this crap I have to do. I have I got a random customer I got to deal with, or my gosh, my car isn't pretty enough, or what have you. It's like, yeah, that shit that's bullshit. Who cares? There's much bigger stuff going on. That's what I'm saying as far as that.
Fair enough. But yeah, that was my segment for mysterious shit. Because there's plenty of things within the environment and within nature that are just terrifying that I feel like it's out of an anime somewhere, because it's nuts. Jellyfish are definitely one of those things. They just don't make sense to me. They don't feel like they should be on this planet.
No, so one thing too that I like about that, Dev, that you brought up in a way is like how nature is in and of itself unexplainable. So people always ask the question, and I've had this talk with you all before, both of y'all multiple times, as far as do you all believe in ghosts or believe in the afterlife or believe in things that are beyond our understanding. I firmly do believe in that. I firmly believe in that there are things that are well beyond our understanding. That's why I think we enjoy horror movies, because it explores that, or anime explores that in general. So anyone that's so delusional and arrogant that thinks they understand everything and that man is the top of the food chain and everything is meant for us, and it's like we have to accept that there's so much more out there. The ocean, like you just showed us that specimen right there in the ocean. There's so many things out there that we will never understand that are beyond us. I'm glad the world's bigger than us. You feel me?
Oh yeah, I am mad at it. I'm just not. I don't want to look up and see a fucking a Reaper in the sky or some shit randomly, or a Godzilla.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I'm gonna be mad that happens in my lifetime. I want to be able to live.
Or nope, I don't want that either.
Yeah.
That shit.
Solid.
Well, that was apparently, like, doing a lot of research in that movie. That was another point to what you discussed earlier, E, as far as like nature fighting back. Like that, like the creature from Noah was supposed to be like a wild animal within the world that was supposed to, like, it was supposed to showcase and show how human beings manipulate animals and make them show and play with nature, and that was supposed to be like the response to that.
Right, I see what you're saying, and that makes. I mean, that's what we're talking about. Kaiju's also. That's the whole point of kaiju's, essentially. I mean, obviously not. Right? Hopefully, they're not real necessarily, but yes, I do think there is also
there's something down there.
There's something down there, but it's the ultimate idea of balance. The world is meant to be balanced, where if it's all light and no dark, dark will find a way to be there. If it's all dark and no light, light will find a way to be there too. It's very much there has to be some kind of a balance on some level. So if man or whatever it is just destroying the world will eventually say, you know what, I'm gonna fight back. I will find a way to fight back.
Well, guys, next segment, what you got for us, Otis?
Yeah, so mine is the anime spotlight. So this season, I mean, we've got a lot of good stuff out. So I mean, predominantly for me, second half of the Thousand Year Blood arc has started. We are about 5 episodes into that, and it continues to be gorgeous.
Heat.
You start to see some of the Visors come around and fight against some of the
Quincy's.
No, I was on what is the actual name of
the Third Reich?
No.
I mean, yeah, they look like the Third Reich.
Please don't cancel us, YouTube.
We already lost our sponsors. I saw them leave. I saw them get in their cars and drive off.
Just because my never mind.
Stern Ritters, that's what the name was. Right?
Stern Ritters, thank
you. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but yeah, the Stern Ritter have been doing a full court press on the Serite. So I mean, what's left of the Serite. So it's gorgeous. Jujutsu Kaisen, he's getting ready in the process of wrapping up their prequel arc, and they're now getting into the Shibuya arc.
Have you seen anime that just like movie caliber before. Where I know obviously Bleach is really pretty too, but where it feels like with JJK, it's like they literally could have, because it's 5 episodes that pretty much make up the hidden inventory arc essentially. They could have just taken that and made it one big awesome movie. It's like it's that caliber. The artwork is the exact same. They could leave the exact same. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's Fushiguro's daddy problem.
He's that guy.
Oh my
he's
god,
like that
yeah.
guy. I've
Boy,
never seen someone say,
was.
"Hello, I'm that guy." Actually, like his business card just says that guy.
Keep in mind, I'm watching the dub, so I'm behind by a little bit. I think I just got introduced to Toji, where he's like he just like stabbed Gojo a couple times. It was like and shot old girl in the head. When I see him just pull the Glocky, oh my bad. I said what's left over. My bad.
It's fine.
Anyway, Buddy's fire. I fuck with Buddy.
Yeah.
So
I didn't know Fushiguro's dad though. I knew they were like sisters in the same clan, but I didn't know it was his direct father.
They do. So I went back and watched it because in the second episode, they do highlight it as far as like he pretty much says like he says like Megumi. He's like Megumi. The hell is that? He's like oh yeah, it's a he was a pretty bad absentee father, but he is definitely his daddy.
He asked him like, "How's Megumi?" He was like, "Who are you talking about?" I'm like,
that? Yeah, he's a bad
had one
dad.
of them dads.
Yeah. Sorry about that, Charlie.
Jujutsu Kaisen is about to go like. Oh, they about to have like a Game of Thrones level type season with Shibuya arc. Like there's some shit that people not gonna be ready for there. So I'm excited to see that animated finally. I've been salivating over this. So really excited for that.
Great.
Rurouni Kenshin is back with their reboot. I haven't started that yet. I don't know if I ever will. Just because
I don't
still find the
So do we want to talk about that, or should we?
I mean, I don't. So I mean, the writer for Rurouni Kenshin years back was found with enough child, sexual content. Yeah, that they thought that he was a distributor for it.
Ooh.
So,
but you know how much that gotta be? Like, we have drugs, and they're like, you don't just have.
We're talking terabytes, bro. Terabytes of
Jesus.
So, and one thing that's true, because I did watch like a documentary on it as well, as far as how that type of material, it was only like outlawed in Japan, like in like 2015, I believe it was, and he got caught with in like 2017 or something like that. So basically, I'm not trying to excuse it at all. What I'm saying is and it was also by outside forces from outside of Japan, pretty much saying, hey, y'all got to stop with this stuff. It was almost like it was a cultural taboo, but it wasn't like illegal. So him doing that stuff is bad. It's really, really bad. We see it as horrible, but for them, it was like a different standard essentially. And he got a big old slap on the wrist essentially from the government. It was like $1,000, basically equivalent of $1,000 fine, and had to do like a public apology or something like that. But it wasn't like he had any jail time to serve. However, in Japan, their honor is everything. So him basically being de-honored and put out there on public display is a huge, huge thing. Now his name is synonymous with that. So even though he didn't, I know people are in outrage that he was able to have another season of Rurouni Kenshin, and I get it. I'm right there with y'all, but it's like he's extremely sullied in the anime manga community, and also, it's in Japan essentially. And this guy is like a legendary. He actually literally trained Oda, the creator writer of One Piece. He had other proteges as well, so he's like that dude essentially. And for his name to not be synonymous with that, it's a lot. So
how involved is he with the project, with the new season coming out? Or is he at all?
I mean, it's still completely based off his writing.
His writings, 100% his writings.
My question would be like, do you think that, because we had this conversation a couple of times as far as like the art outliving the artist? We talked about it with J.K. Rowling and Harry Potter, and her viewpoints on trans people and whatnot. Do you feel like Rurouni Kenshin has like reached a level where you like outgrew him in particular, where like fans loved it that much?
I see what you're saying.
Like, can you separate this art from this artist at all?
No. It's still his work. It's still his work. Like, for example, like with the JK, right? How the game Hogwarts Legacy, she wasn't involved at all with that. It was based off of kind of influenced by the character she created, but she didn't have anything to do with the story, didn't have anything to do with the programming, none of that kind of stuff. This guy, it's literally his writings. It's his actual art style. It's the same. It's directly tied in with him. There's no real separation of church and state. Not really.
Fair enough. That's tough. That's really tough because I know, if you were a fan of that series, I feel bad for you because at that point, like you can't. It's like black folks on R. Kelly. Like there's still plenty of black people. Like I've been to a couple cookouts now where there's still be playing "Step in the Name of Love," and I'm like,
bothers me though.
Oh, I can't.
I'll be like, "Yep, I'm good, love, enjoy."
I'm gonna sit down.
I'll take my plate to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the
take my dude. The most black they ever said that plate to go. But yeah, it happens, man. And thing is, it's weird because Otis and I were huge fans of Rurouni Kenshin before, and Samurai X, which was like a prequel to that.
Samurai X is still, oh man,
it's amazing. I mean, I watched my brother over and over and over again. We memorized all Hiko's speeches together, and I can't, in my soul, not love that, but I can't just pretend that the creator isn't what he is either. So I'm,
Fair enough. I don't know how it would feel if like I found out the Danny McNeil that created Jon Stewart was like a monster, and I'm like, damn, I have this connection with this character and this lore. Now I gotta just like take it out of my heart and never see it again, or like never admit how I feel about it again. It's tough. It's tough. So I personally, I'm not mad at anybody that watches the series. I understand if the nostalgia was there.
I get it.
But I do understand the hesitance from a lot of people, or straight up denial to give any attention to it. Because I haven't heard anything. I didn't even know. I heard there was like a remake happening at some point or something like that. But I did since that announcement, I didn't hear anything else about it.
They're like 6 episodes in, and it's like quiet, and I'm not upset about that.
I'm not either.
I get it. One thing too, I'm not sure I was going to bring it up. He might not. He's not the biggest fan of this. I have to shine some light on my boy Baki Hanma. Baki Hanma season 2 dropped on Netflix. I know my co-hosts aren't the biggest fans. That's perfectly fine. I love the manga. Cool. I love the anime. Baki Hanma is much better than that first season of Baki that was on Netflix, where there was all the weird CGI and crap. I get it. Also, Baki is the star again. It's a much more compelling arc. I get it. But it's the reason I love it as much as I do is because y'all know how much I love underdogs. He was born the absolute underdog. He's not like Guts from Berserk, where he was born from a aborted fetus, nothing like that. But he was born to a monster, bred by a monster to literally slay a monster. And it's like, how, you put me in an impossible situation from the jump. How am I supposed to deal with this kind of thing? It's like, I mean, just imagining any bad day you might have, his is always going to be worse because he's put into a position where he has to try to take down a monster. And that story alone, the idea of father and son, has compelled me from the jump. So I'm a huge fan of that character. Y'all know this. I have to watch this show, and I thought it was done really well.
That show is very interesting to me. I was just like, Buddy. Oh my God, what's dude's name? Demon Back. Oh my God.
Yujiro
Hama. Yujiro. Like I've seen stuff like him like popping in on Baki, like having sex with his girlfriend, like encouraging. I'm like, what am I watching right now?
That absolutely happened.
Or even how he like acquired his mom, because I would even say they were in a relationship. He like acquired her to his thing. The show is very interesting. I watched the first season with all those prisoners escaping. I thought, oh, this is sick. All these dudes are like demons. And then actually, like, I did my research and like looking up into like the origins of the characters and things like that. I'm like, the show is very interesting. It's very much so interesting.
I know Otis actually does this, but they have the Obama cameo is this season as well. Because Obama showed up.
Obama,
because they always put pretty much all the presidents show up in the manga. Because the way it is Yujiro is such a beast that literally the U.S. has to pretty much sign a treaty with him each time a new president is sworn in. They did it with Bush earlier, and they did it. So Obama had to do the same thing with Yujiro Hama. They show it in this season. It's like a very famous animated or illustrated part.
Pootie Tang shit is this?
Yeah, it's wild, man. It's wild. But I just for some, because you all know how I am about storytelling. I just love the idea of like building the ultimate uber monster badass bad guy and having a hero that has to somehow find a way to beat him. It's like, how is it possible to do this? So I just love it. That's all.
Oh, could you not shut up anymore, please? Oh,
yeah, you gotta watch it. Watch the scene. We should just do a reaction to you watching that scene with him and Obama. That's just that.
Michelle, get the strap. These niggas tripping.
Oh my god.
Oh
And
man.
also this season we have the second season of The Only Teenager with Erectile Dysfunction from Jarvis
Oh,
Reincarnation.
That's right.
Um,
That's right. That's
we
right.
actually
yeah, and
smashed though
That's right.
he def
last season.
you got to watch this season. That's all I gotta say. Just
I've been
watch this
watching. I've been.
season.
I watch. I'm like,
I
oh,
haven't
I watched
watched
the
this
dub though,
season.
so I think I'm behind an episode or two.
Yeah, I haven't watched this season yet.
Nah, it's the. I mean, it was like the second or third episode of the season, and this yeah.
Because I
Ludus
remember
is
last
having
like
some problems. He's
Did you read
having
the
some
manga, Otis?
problems.
You read the manga
No,
already?
I have not.
I'm trying to think what problems was he having because he lost his virginity at the end of the last season, and now he's just depressed because his girl left him. And he's kind of
Yeah.
like, all right, I gotta find my family now, I guess, with a broken heart.
And then he meets the new crew, and he rescues them and stuff, and gets real
Right.
close to one of the girls, and they have a nightcap that does not end the way that he wanted it to go.
Here's what I'll say. Y'all are younger than me. As an old dude, sometimes things just go wrong. It happens. It's life is life. So it's I don't. I mean, you're fine, bud. You'll be all right. We all take L's from time to time.
It happens to the best of us.
He made his L worse with drinking and blabbing and he's Rudis is going through it this season, but it's a very interesting season.
Of
I
course.
feel bad for him. I felt for him, buddy. Girl left him after you imagine you and Felicia had like the best night of your life. You guys are at your peak, and she just disappears the next day, and you don't see her ever
that's
again.
rude. That's cold.
I'm like, damn, my heart, bro. I couldn't take that.
I mean, considering the all the situation, I can't fully blame her for needing some space from all of that. She went through some stuff too, but just leaving Rudis with a note.
That's I'm saying. The way
you could have told my boy bye.
Yes, I'm saying. You can have this dude do a Dear John letter. You can actually talk in some capacity, say goodbye. You feel me?
Yeah, because I mean, like, put it this way, like, at least Rudis knows that his family's out there somewhere. Hers is gone, and she know that. Like, they gone.
That's true. That's fair. That's fair.
Plus, her teacher, I'm kind of sad because she was one of my favorite characters.
I'm sure she'll be back.
I don't know. I haven't read the manga, so I don't know. I'm sorry, if you add more to say.
No, that's all I was had to say.
No.
She's dope. She's dope to me.
There was one we have to mention, Otis, too.
Zom 100.
I know you feel. I was going to mention that because I know you feel about that one. I was going to mention that at all.
No. I've been watching more of it, and I'm starting to really like it. Like the first episode didn't like grasp me, but like seeing more of the development between the other characters and building up that world, I'm starting to enjoy it. Zom 100 is pretty solid. I'm just like, I don't understand why there's already a live action movie for it though. It is? Like, yeah, it's already out on Netflix now.
Already out?
It's on there now. Like right now.
I guess the
I never heard of it before the anime was announced.
Okay.
I mean, it does have a following. I mean, but that particular show is one that I think can translate into a live action. 100%. Whether or not they have done it well is an entirely different question. Because I'm like I don't know how far the movie goes, like as opposed to like the show. So I don't want to get ahead of that too. So I mean, I don't know. I'll pick it up eventually, but I'm always extremely hesitant to get towards live action anime stuff.
Same.
Right.
Same. Although I will admit, after watching a couple episodes of Kingdom, the animated version, I'm like, fuck this. I know. Start watching the live action movie, which is already better. So yeah, I feel you on that.
Yeah, I think that anime in particular, I haven't watched it yet. The trailer seemed interesting. I did plan on watching. I'm glad y'all reminded me. I may watch episode tonight before I go to sleep because I plan on starting it. I feel like I don't know. I have to look it up, but I feel like that has a stronger audience in Japan itself, just for the fact of how much it speaks to their culture as far as being
100%.
workaholics and overworking. And I think a lot of those people over there may like see themselves in that character a lot more, and how they operate. Which I think to an extent Americans as well, because we have that similar capitalistic culture as far as nonstop working. But I think even times 10 over there.
Yeah, everybody likes zombies.
That too.
Everyone likes zombies, but also like the idea that the first episode why I liked it so much was just comparing the idea of being a mindless drone at your, or not mindless, but being a drone as at your office doing the same task over and over again, where you work 60, 70 hours a week and you have no real life. What's the difference between that and being an actual zombie, where you are just, it highlighted that very well, which I appreciated very much. I was watching that first episode. And when he found out the world was ending, he was like thrilled. He's like, the first thing he said was, I don't have to go to work today for the first time in weeks. And I'm thrilled. It's like, yeah, it'd be a paradise. I mean, from the right person, from your right perspective, it could be a paradise. It reminded me of Zombieland. Have you all seen that movie with yeah? So it reminded me of that.
Love that movie. One of my favorites.
You asked us if we've seen Zombieland?
No, I'm not bad. But the idea
have you seen Zombieland?
Of course, what are you talking about? But the idea is like, what if you treated the dystopia like a paradise? Like, what if you had fun with it? The movie did, at least.
That would be me if zombies were real.
Honestly. That's why I thought you like Zombie 100, because it's pretty much that same idea. Like, what if it was a fun place to be?
It's just the cadence of the first episode didn't grab my attention, and I was also like doing other things at the time too. So like it took me like 3 times going through that series to actually watch.
That's fair. That happens. I don't fault you.
But I enjoyed it. I'm definitely looking forward to watching more. I'm starting to like the main protagonist more and more, and the characters that they're introducing, they actually have depth to them. I don't they're not hollow, and I enjoy that.
They're not basic archetypes. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When I wanted to bring up that I don't know how long it's gonna be till it ends. I feel like it's been running for a while now. Being Hell's Paradise.
That's over. That's last season.
It's over now? Okay. Because I know I was watching it dubbed, so I think I'm behind an episode or 2.
But they were taking their release schedule was really messed up. It was really weird.
Yeah, I feel like it's been releasing for a while now.
But it also got slowed down and
the season finished weeks ago. That was part of the spring season. We're now in the summer season of anime.
Damn, weeks ago? Shit.
Yeah, weeks ago.
It only had like 12 episodes or something.
13
episodes. Yeah, it wasn't that many.
Really great season though. Really great season.
It was a great season, but also it was because obviously the Mappa effect, because Mappa has so many big things, and they're working. Obviously, they have Attack on Titan, and they have JJK, and it's like that show they couldn't obviously give.
Well, I mean, they got the Dark Trio. Now Hell's Paradise, Jujutsu Kaisen, and Chainsaw Man. So
and then Chainsaw Man as well. So they couldn't put. I love Hell's Paradise, but the animation doesn't look the same as like JJK or Attack on Titan season 5 part 2 or whatever shit. So
it looked pretty good. I like the art style for it, and they're gonna tune it up more now that they know that it's coming back for a second season after the reception of it too. So I mean, I expect that second season to be pretty smooth. But I didn't dislike what they did. I thought it was an older art style intentionally.
Yes.
To highlight the Tao, But I really enjoyed Hell's Paradise. That's one of the better anime I've seen in a minute. And they're tied with Vinland Saga for the best opening of the year. Because Vinland Saga season 2 part 1, River, like that's one of the greatest openings I've heard, period. And then add into, I don't remember the name of the Jujutsu, not the Jujutsu Kaisen, but the Hell's Paradise one. But that's also about.
That's my favorite. Is that one? Is that opening?
I still gotta watch the second season of Vinland Saga. I have not started yet.
Beautiful.
It's a very. It's not the same as the. You have to understand what you're going into. You're watching.
That's what I heard.
Dealing with years.
Trauma.
Pretty much all his trauma hits him at once. He's like, "Oh, this is what my life is."
I heard it wasn't as much Viking stuff going on in this season. A lot of people were mad about it.
Oh no, I mean, bodies still drop. Thorfinn's just not the one dropping those bodies.
And it does get to the action stuff later on with him, but it's not about that. It's much more about the.
Yeah. So I was wondering when they're gonna have that happen. But he's been a child soldier for his entire life.
That shit. Down. If you ever stop to think about it,
he literally watched his dad die and then like stayed with the person that killed him for the rest of his life until recent.
It pretty much the person who killed his dad became his father figure, and he's obsessed with killing his father figure. And then when he does die, he's like infuriated that he didn't get to kill him, and also he's sad he lost him.
What do I do now?
He's like I have no idea what to do with my emotions. I am a mess. I am a wreck of a person. But yeah. So
And then encountering his uncle, I'm like, bro, a dude that's so scary, where it made a guy go like a mind break essentially.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, Thorkel, I don't ever want to meet a dude like that in my life where you're just that intimidating. I just
He'll be
blink.
back season 3, and I can't wait for that.
Oh
so
man,
you read the manga?
Oh yeah, I'm deep
Oh, I
in the
didn't
manga
know
for that one.
I didn't know that. So I know that some of these are actually based off of real people or inspired by. I know
Yeah.
Thorkel's a real person. I know Thorkel's a real person.
Mhm.
I don't know if Thorkel was that broken in real life, but he was a real person.
I think they're more like, well, they. I feel like it's one of those things where like they were real people. Where like like I can't remember the name of them. They're like the berserker. There's like one character who's known for being a berserker in Norse mythology, or again, they say he's a real person, but part of me feels like he was a myth that just was based in reality. Yeah, in my mind at least. But again, people that know Norse mythology or know the Norse culture more than me could call me out on that being wrong.
But I mean, the man was throwing tree trunks like javelins. So.
Happily,
I think that was an anime thing, though. I don't know if he ever did that in actual. Like they said, that
no, that's what I mean. I highly doubt that. Like, if someone's strong enough to throw a tree trunk like a javelin, bro, that is the Hulk. That is a
you're
MCU hero.
Yeah,
that is not a
arm.
human anymore.
That's not human.
Did it with one arm.
He was on a boat at that throwing. Wait, no. He wasn't. He was on a bridge throwing them at boats with like high level precision.
Knocking him down.
Like what are we doing?
It was badass. But the one thing I do know that was around was, you know, how there's a couple guys, or at least that one dude that would eat the mushrooms and kind of get high to fight and stuff. I do know they did that. They did use
that was
old school.
The actual berserkers did
they were doping.
Yeah, they basically old school doping. I know they did that back in the day.
Opium
or what have you. One thing I got mentioned too, we were remiss we didn't mention this. So one of the greatest, I haven't read a lot of manhwas. I have not, I'll admit that. But what's been considered one of the greatest manhwas, at least in the past decade plus, is obviously Solo Leveling. They released an official.
He's dropping next year.
Yes, but they released like a full trailer essentially showing it, kind of showcasing the actual how the art will look and everything, and making the full release date and that kind of crap. I am very torn on it because the manhwa is amazing and it pretty much looks like a movie. The way that it's for those who know manhwas as opposed to mangas are fully colored. And they're meant to look like actual cinematic as you scroll through them.
Crazy.
And it's fantastic. So imagining, because I believe is it a Korean studio that's doing this?
No, it's a Japanese studio, and they're putting the story in Japan, and that's kind of changed.
It's kind of that's not the most respectful thing to do. So I don't know how it's going to turn out. I have to at least turn in because I love the manga so much. I have to turn in at least see how it plays out. But I'm curious to see how
they got a high bar to try to reach for that. Like,
yes,
that first season of Solo Leveling like broke the internet for reading. Like, people don't read things.
yeah, it wasn't that manhwa, random ass manhwa, but it's so well done that it became like pretty much the biggest. Like for Dragon Ball, obviously influenced how manga writers wrote the progression of characters, how they grew up and trained and everything. This set the bar as far as how manhwas would be written, as far as characters learning how to train and getting powers.
It created a new genre of content, and it's essentially like the evolution of isekai. It's the leveling shows where you're in a fantasy world, but you're a character that can level up like you would in a video game.
Exactly, like a video game.
And that it's we're going to flood the market with those probably like starting 2024, 2025 for anime. Like, we're going to see so many of those.
I've yet to read it. I don't think I've seen from it is either a teaser trailer or something of that sort, some kind of video trailer for it. And I've seen like the art of I don't know if they're like the main villains or what they are in particular, but they look intimidating as fuck.
Talking about the statues, it's just the first.
I've seen them.
Oh, they got the smile. Yeah.
It looks sick. I saw those and I was like, I'm excited to see this. Like, part of me wanted to meet the manhwa, but I'm waiting until I think what I'm going to start doing is watching the anime first and then reading the manga or the manhwa after the fact.
That's what I've done.
That way, if I'm disappointed, I'm like, all right, cool. I did it in reverse and saw the good thing first. But I'm excited. I've seen, again, a lot of the people I know have vouched for this. You guys, Don't's read through it on his channel and had high regards for it. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, Donchi got me into it because I saw him losing his mind over it. It was Donchi and Otis and Denzel. Spinning the show, Denzel got me into it.
Yeah, solo leveling. I mean, reading through that was a genuinely enjoyable experience.
It's like watching a
So
movie. Yeah.
yeah, I hope they do well with the anime. Well, again, you got a high bar to reach. So good luck there.
Yeah. Because again, it's
Yeah,
not like
but
the mangas, because mangas aren't colored. They
yeah.
like JJK looks it's great, but I've seen the manga of JJK. It doesn't look as good as the actual anime.
Oh, the anime shit. Yeah, this shit's on the manga. Like art wise, like it's like so high above what they put into that. Like that's why I get so excited to see some of this stuff animated, because like you don't understand what Shibuya Arc is about to do. Like whoever your favorite character is in Juju is about to go through. That's all I'm saying.
Stop. Don't say more. Don't say more.
That's all I'm saying.
You know how much I love it. But all I was saying was that with the manhwa, with solo leveling, you're seeing top tier like animation and stuff already. So it's like
you gotta beat that. You have to beat that. Like, and the way that the scenes are drawn, like the animation, like is gonna have to match that, because they actually did a really good job depicting the action in that. Like it's very vibrant. And
you gotta see it, Charlie. You gotta see what we're talking about. It doesn't. It's bizarre. I've never seen
the way that they use
images.
Colors in it is amazing.
You gotta watch. You gotta see it, Charlie. It really is.
I'm gonna check it out.
It's bizarre. Trying to explain. I know we sound like idiots talking about this, but it's when you see it how it's done. Still images that look so alive. It's bizarre.
Manhwa is slowly starting to replace manga for me. I'm reading way more manhwa than manga. And the way that they telling stories is really up my alley, because pretty much all of them are really dark. It's like just give me more.
I think that's part of what I would enjoy them more. I think part of the reason for me why I've always preferred comics to manga is the aspect of the colors and seeing vibrant colors along with the art. Because I've always thought animes had amazing art, but it always is like, damn, I'm just reading some black and white all the time. Like I remember when I started reading manga, I was reading Naruto manga initially. My boy Jeffrey was like, we were trading. I would trade him a comic and he would let me read his manga. And I'm like, damn, this is cool, but I want to see what this looks like colored. And I just never did. So I think manhwa would probably be a way, at least for me personally, and how I like to read my art or read comics and things of that nature. I think I would enjoy that more.
That's something that's kind of, because I think the art for Naruto specifically is way better in manga form. But yeah, the lack of color, yeah. Mm-hmm. But like some of the fights that they animated in Naruto, you've seen some of those clips where they slow it down. It looked real sketchy some spots.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen? I talked about it with. I talked about it with E earlier in a previous recording we did. Did you see the updated animation they did for the Valley fight with Naruto and Sasuke? What are they about to do? They're about to pretty much like Dragon Ball Z Kai Naruto, and I think is going to avoid fillers and things of that nature. And they're modernizing the animation for some of the fights. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I feel like this may look better than the original fight with how they updated the animation, because it looks sick. It's like JJK level animation, but it's that fight.
How many years has it been though? So like 20 years?
No, not 20 years yet. It's maybe like 12.
Oh, 12.
Yeah.
It was like 2007-ish. Somewhere around there.
Yeah, it's their attempt to update the anime for the new fan to get them into it without all the color. It's to
stay relevant, because they see what One Piece and Bleach are doing. Speaking of One Piece,
One Piece.
Gear 5 did come out, and it is like the talk of the blurred community.
Yes. So break it down, because I haven't seen it. All I've seen is a couple of images. I really know what it is. Break it down for us right quick.
So it's Luffy essentially realizing that his power isn't to stretch. He's essentially controlling the Toon Force. He's
Toon Force?
Bugs Bunny. Like no, his devil fruit is like makes him Bugs Bunny, but with hockey and all the other stuff.
TOO and Force.
Yeah, Toon. Yeah, Toon Force.
He's got a Toon fruit, not a gum fruit.
I think that's what they're trying to essentially twist it into. But he's just the they just showed him going into the form. They haven't really showed him fighting full force yet, but like he literally threw his eyeballs at someone and it did like massive damage. So like
Oh, so he's just
he's
broken.
full
He's
on like
He's the mask. He's Jim Carrey's the
yeah,
mask.
yes,
the
yes, he
broken.
is.
Yeah,
Like yes,
he's the
literally that.
mask. Yeah, he's the mask. That's good. Yeah, good comparison. He's the mask.
That's
Shit.
nuts.
Okay.
I
He's
that's
basically breaking the
who
fourth wall of
he
his
is
own
now.
show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It looks cool, and I know I'm slowly catching up on One Piece. I'm on like a couple 100 episodes in. I've seen I think I've seen a lot of over hate for the forum. Mostly I've seen is One Piece fans saying that it was more iconic than the Super Saiyan transformation, and then obviously going that far left is going to have people on the trying to go that far right saying it's not really shit. And that's what I've been seeing back and forth is like people comparing it to the Super Saiyan transformation. And I'm like, bro,
it was polarizing. It was cool. Like, it was cool.
But I mean, so it's because also it's funny from what I've seen to it because it has like white hair and stuff and his eyes red. It almost resembles the Ultra Instinct.
Ultra Instinct, yeah.
So
for me, it reminds me of the design reminds me of Wukong too, like with the with the way the smoke is like going around this. I'm like, you know what you were doing. Oda, you know what you were doing.
Of course. I mean, yeah, it's not. I'm sure he's not going to deny that. Yeah, that's influences. I get that. I'm here for that. But it's it is interesting, man. Like I mean, how like, we brought up in a previous episode, Otis, how we're talking about how like the question that Charlie posed was, are debates or death battles, have you with characters, has that been better or worse for fan communities or blur communities, what have you? What's your take on that?
Worse. Significantly worse. Just like you can't enjoy anything because the song is can he beat Goku? Can he beat Naruto? Or Luffy's hockey is gonna one shot him. It's just it's so annoying. Oh my god. And I hate it because like definitely highly contributed to the building of that, but it's me realizing the monster that we helped build. Because dear Lord, stop it.
That was my point. Because Ethan compared it to like sports, and my big point too, like especially with basketball, is that if people had these conversations with more nuanced conversation, as far as like even in a death battle of like while it's work and things weren't like composite with comics or people didn't do all this reaching, I would enjoy like those death battles a lot more. And again, I'm guilty. I'm part of the problem. I watched a lot of those death battles that Rooster Teeth put out when I was younger and growing up. And getting into the blurred space was me like seeing what the word spite was and like seeing a lot of those death battles and understanding that stuff. But my point being, I think inherently that those things have divided the nerd and blurred community a lot more than anything else. Because when I look at all the toxic shit in different blurred groups, no matter what it be, like 90% of it stems from a death battle or like them saying this character is stronger than this character, this form is more influential than this form. Like like O said, like you're never just enjoying it for what it is. It's always a debate, no matter what.
I think you still. I mean, I'm not trying to say watch things in a vacuum, but I do enjoy watching my show. I mean, I know y'all my best friends, but I still love to watch Bakihama. I know that's not y'all's jam, so be it. But I enjoy watching it as it is. I know y'all love you some Bleach. That's cool. If you watch Bleach, I don't watch it. It's. I think it's okay for us to enjoy what we enjoy separate sometimes too. You don't have to always discuss.
I think it's better too, because like man, like just because it's a popular opinion doesn't mean it has to be my opinion, and vice versa.
Exactly.
Because they do another episode, they do another season of Fairy Tail. I'm watching that shit expeditiously. I'm watching it. I'm gonna have fun watching it.
That's your jam. You know, it's.
Yeah,
And I
will
think
definitely have bars for you, but I won't think of any less of you. Probably. We can only hope.
As long as it's not made by Warner Brothers. But I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, shout out to Rooster Teeth. Was able to meet the director of sales down at DreamCon, so definitely
they're huge. They're massive.
Yes,
massive. Good job. But yeah, you know, I'm here for it. That's all.
I agree with you. I just wish a lot more of the masses would have that similar sentiment. I feel like we do. But I feel like at least maybe it's just social media. I think a lot of people say one thing but believe another from social media to real life. But it's like I'll see a lot of these groups. It's either flooded between those debates or like oddly enough, a lot of debates between like dudes posting white women in those groups. And then that's the whole there's like it's like a weird thing. Yeah, JSB, there's like a weird thing where like a dude will troll and post a attractive white woman or like an IG model.
That's nothing to do with
that's not black. Yeah, they just beefing for no reason. I'm like, why are we?
That's beyond. That's not even about the debate anymore. That's just someone just trying to troll people. That's just
right. It's one of the admins too. That's just like he's consistently
Patrick.
everybody.
Yeah.
Why is it? Yeah, I thought you guys called him out.
Shout out to JSBN.
Just called him out. Yeah, he blew up.
Because bro, I don't even be. I'm not even there all the time. I'm trying to be more active in there a little bit because to help out with promoting a lot of our stuff. But I see it so much. Like every time I go in there, I see him posting some.
Because he knows it's going to get 200 plus comments, so he's gonna I'm gonna trigger these people real quick, and then y'all can go about y'all day.
I'll see him by accident. I gotta turn off those notifications because I'd be mad. Because when you scroll past it, you still get the notifications for people commenting on it. So my notifications will be flooded with people talking about it. I'm like, I gotta go ahead and turn these notifications off. You're not blowing my phone up all day with this foolishness. I'm sorry.
Shout out to JSBN. Well, make sure you follow their group, just some Black Gamers on Facebook. It's a lot. There's a lot going on there.
Sure there's no groups. There's no people in there. Before we ready to close out, Ethan, can you run your segment for us, please?
I can't, but that's what I say. I want to get a camera that just watches Charlie do this thing with his puppy, having a good day. This is enjoying himself, having a bowl of cereal, having a good life. Decides to turn his computer on right quick. It this hit in the face, a wave of just like nonsense from a. Sorry, I'm a simple old fool. I'm an old fool. All right, so we'll go ahead and wrap this up right quick. It's a little bit of a game, not a real competitive game, nothing like that, fam. But basically, I just want to talk about taglines. So when it comes to films, do y'all know what taglines actually are?
In like regards to the promotion?
Yes, in regard to the promotions,
like the Conjure, like the Nun. The darkest chapter in the Conjuring franchise.
that probably would be one. Not too impressive, but it kind of is one basically. But what a tagline, what a movie tagline basically is like a short text which serves to clarify an idea for or is designed with a form of dramatic effect. Okay, so the taglines are often like slogans that are reiterated phrases associated with the film. Okay. So what I wanted to do was I thought it'd be kind of cool if I brought up some of the most famous taglines, like in movies, ones that I think y'all would know, be familiar with, and see if you can catch them. I know that one.
So we're just guessing what movie the tagline was associated with.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna make sure I choose ones that y'all are familiar with, and hit y'all with them right quick. Okay. Actually, no. Y'all might know this one, but it's I'm gonna do it anyways, okay? I'm gonna do it anyways. All right. So this is a for instance, just to put it out there. For instance, this is kind of let you know what's happening, okay? So here's a tagline: "Man is the warmest place to hide."
Osmosis Jones.
I was just about to say Osmosis Jones.
That's not a bad guess. However, you gotta remember it says it's the warmest place to hide. They're not really hiding in Osmosis Jones.
The woman's place to hide.
Man is the warmest place.
Oh, the Thing.
Exactly right. Holy shit, that's exactly right. It's The Thing.
Yeah.
The original Thing. Or the one from the 80s.
Come on, now you're doing horror. Now you know that's up my alley.
That's why I thought you might get it, because I know it's horror. That's why I thought you might get it. Okay. But that's what we're talking about here, okay? So here's another one for y'all. All right, you ready? You'll never go in the water again.
Jaws.
Yeah. Okay. Another one for you right quick. If Nancy doesn't wake up screaming, she won't wake up at all.
Oh, Friday Nightmare on Elm Street.
There you go. So that's taglines, okay? That's how taglines work. And those are horror films from the 80s and 70s and whatnot. But that's kind of the flow of things. That's how they work. That's what taglines are meant to be. Phrases that they make you think about the movie that are iconic with it that you can associate with. Okay? All right. Now, here's one for you. You'll believe a man can fly.
Space Jam.
Not quite. Oh, did you got something?
You'll believe a man can fly. No idea.
It's the original Superman with Christopher Reeves in the 70s.
Oh God,
that's my second guess.
Yeah. Okay. Here's one for you that I'm
I
sure
really just like that movie.
I know you did, but it was still pretty big, a big tagline. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Here's one y'all probably get, and you may this. I'm gonna read this one because y'all may not have even known this was the actual tagline for the movie, but you might know. I'm not sure. Why so serious?
Oh, The Dark Knight.
Yeah. Did you know that? You remember those posters they used to have where it had like it had the Joker with the coin? That was a tagline. It had him like marking out in red ink on the faces or whatnot. The tagline was "Why so serious?"
Bro, my granddad got me a bootleg copy of that film, allegedly.
Yeah.
And before the movie plays, they used to have on DVD, they used to have like the UI that would like you can go through like the bonus scenes or whatever else, or pick your scene to watch from. And before anything comes on screen, you hear Heath Ledger like scream, "Why so serious?" like loud as fuck before you see anything. So the speaker would just like rattle that, and I've never jumped out of my skin more in my life than I did in those moments. And it happened multiple times when I would know it's coming and would not be ready for it.
I'm sure you weren't. Yeah, because that was because he doesn't say that line in the movie till a ways into it. Actually,
he says it like 3 times.
He says it multiple times, but not at the beginning. Because the first time he says is, "I believe whatever doesn't kill you makes you stranger," and he says it very calmly in the bank. Yeah. All right, so moving on. This is one that I know Otis knows the movie. I'm not entirely sure that Dev does. I'll be honest with y'all. All right, here you go. Here we go. Some memories are best forgotten.
That's so many movies I thought could apply
It
to.
is, but think of it this way too, Otis. It's a movie you and I talked about recently. To Charlie about.
Fight Club?
Not quite.
American Psycho?
No.
I'll give you a clue. Christopher Nolan.
Oh, Tenet?
Memento.
Oh God. Oh, Memento.
Yeah.
Greatness.
Yeah.
That's a good tagline for that. Now that I know. Yeah.
Some memories are best forgotten. Yeah. So that's how they are. They're meant to be those kind of things that happen like that. I don't know if y'all will know this one. I'm gonna try it anyways because it's a fun one. It's straightforward, basic, but it worked. We are not alone.
Science.
Oh yeah.
So not quite. It's
Independence Day?
Oh, yeah, that's Swing Away.
Y'all are really close. It's actually Close Encounters. That movie that Spielberg won because it is an alien one. So it's the third kind. So yeah, you're right there.
I've never seen Close Encounters.
I haven't either.
I mean, it's a 70s, right? Is it 70s or 80s? I can't remember. Maybe 80s. I can't remember now. Here's one I know y'all know. Okay. Reality is a thing of the past.
Matrix?
Exactly right. Holy shit.
Perhaps I was thinking Matrix was like, but is that it? Yeah, but I should have said, yep.
Yeah, exactly right. Okay. Here's one y'all might get. Okay. The last man on Earth is not alone.
Oh,
I Am Legend?
I Am Legend.
Exactly right.
Yeah. Hey.
See, these are effective. They actually do. You can kind of tell what the movie is based off of this kind of thing.
I truly wish they would have gone closer to the book for that, because oh my God, Will Smith
Omega
in
Man?
that role.
Yeah.
No, for I Am Legend.
No, I mean the book of Mega Man. Yeah.
The book of Mega Man?
No, the book's called Omega Man.
Omega Man. Oh, okay.
Omega, as far as like the last sign, Omega, like Alpha and Omega. The book's called Omega Man. It's not called I Am Legend.
Was not aware of that. I've never read it.
Wait, I remember I've read the book that said I Am Legend. Like maybe they renamed it after the movie.
They may have renamed it because they may have renamed it. Or you know what? I know there's a movie they made off the book first called Omega Man, and they may have changed the name for that movie to that. But maybe that's what it is. I may have kind of messed up that way then.
Yeah.
No, but the movie the book was a lot darker. Whole lot, man.
That was more dark than that? It was more dark than that?
That book makes that look like a sunny day.
Talk to me.
Yeah, you're right, Otis. So it is the book. It was based on I Am Legend, the 1954 novel, but they called it Omega Man, the movie with Charlton Heston. But that's the one that I've seen that movie before. Omega Man is much closer to that movie, the original.
I gotta go watch that movie because man,
that may be my favorite Will Smith role ever. I'm not gonna lie.
It's a good one. The thing about it too is, as Otis is talking about it too, is in that they make it clear why, or at least the idea is he's supposed to be the bad guy. From the point of view of everything else in that world, he's the only thing like that, and he's killing them, making their job, their life a whole lot worse. He's the antagonist. They're not.
Oh, so the book's telling it from their perspective.
No.
No.
Book, no. But it's basically it does later on. It reveals like as it goes further on, you start to understand their perspective and you understand how they feel about him. The movie didn't show that at all. The Will Smith movie didn't show that at all. One bit.
I think I know because I know,
which is like taking away half the point of it. Like
that is the point. Yeah.
It takes away the depth of the character, of the
depth of everything.
The infested or the zombie. I almost call them vampires, zombies. I don't know what they call them.
And I think they're actually portrayed more like vampires also in the original version too.
Yeah, they are because they're intelligent.
Yeah, they're not mindless and stuff like that. So they kind of they were trying so hard to make Will Smith sympathetic with I Am Legend that they kind of forgot the whole point of the story.
Like oh my god, they missed the entire concept of the book. I'm just like, is this just even the same thing?
No,
it felt like they tried at one part as far as them showcasing how the big alpha, I guess, vampire was concerned about the child that he had taken away. And I was like, okay, I guess I see what they're trying to do to an extent
but
here,
but didn't do that either, really. I see what they're trying to do, but they half-assed that too. It is one thing that's interesting too about, I'm not sure how it is in the book I Am Legend. I do know in a Mega Man, as the movie goes on further, the movie shows him more harsh. It kind of shows as he's killing more and more of them, like he's seen less and less like a hero, essentially, to the point where at the end
it's like, basically like how they portray Joel in the Last of Us.
Yeah, it's much closer to that. Exactly, much closer to that. It's like, this is the end of the world. I'm alone with monsters. What do you expect? I'm not a. What do you think I'm gonna be like? And at the end of it, he's like, he pretty much like, I know what I am. He's like, I'm not trying to defend it. What do you expect? So
they made him like Jesus Christ. The ending with him having like the cure or whatever else.
Not at all.
Which y'all see y'all watch? That's all the alternate ending, right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So there's like an alternate ending, kind of, I guess, foreshadowing that he may.
I've heard about him. I just didn't care.
Yeah, it was all right. Part of me wants a sequel, but the other part of me is like, I don't, because you've seen all the rumors about like Michael B. Jordan being in the sequel or whatever else, and I'm like, there's like rumors about that.
So that's one of my favorite books. So just seeing how far they deviated from that just kind of makes me disinterested in the films in general.
Watch Omega Man. You probably like it. I mean, it's older, but watch that one. It is very much like he is Joel. He's very much Joel. He gets more and more Joel as the movie goes on.
We can add it to the list. We're gonna get a watch party going at some point.
You can get a watch party going. But yeah, that was it. I ain't gonna keep y'all that much longer. But I wanted to play a little bit game as far as doing this from tagline. Y'all did a really good job, actually. Y'all actually got.
I don't know what I was on tonight. Yeah, I was on crack tonight. I don't know what was going on with me. I may have taken Adderall or something because they just popped my out.
He said crack or Adderall. They're about the same thing. There's no difference.
It was the food I was eating. I told you about the good food I'm eating now. So I don't know. My brain felt like it was on fire today.
Yeah, you did mention that.
But yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. There's a lot more content coming to you guys. We're trying to diversify the type of content we make just to kind of make things a little bit more fun for ourselves, the creators, as well as you guys who are watching, and making sure you guys are enjoying your time. You don't feel like you're wasting your time and giving us your time. Again, are there any other announcements you guys want to bring up before you're ready to close out?
Good.
Nope. Just make sure you check out blurred.com. A lot of news coming there from all different types of ways. So if you're Blurred and you're looking for more information about what's going on in the Blurred community, come check us out.
Stay tuned this October. This October, we are going to be doing a lot of horror content. We're bringing back a friend and I guess still an official member of the podcast, Danny. She's going to be back and going to be helping us look at the new horror films that are coming out. It seems like there's going to be a lot coming out that are going to be very interesting. Blumhouse and A24 are doing their damn thing. I'm kind of excited to see what they do with this Exorcist sequel that they're about to make. It looks interesting, and I think there's no other studio I would trust to do a sequel for that film. So along with that, along with a slew of other horror movies that are going to be coming out in this October, we're going to be covering a lot of stuff. So if you're a horror fan like myself and you want to see all that good content, stay tuned. Again, this has been C. Diesel, Lelouch V, and Professor E, King of the Comics, Ethan Murphy of the Then and Out Podcast. We thank you for your support. We hope for your continued support, and we will see you guys next time. Peace.
Hit that damn subscribe button.
Smack it.
Warner Brothers.
Rub it down.